Continuing the same chapter, moving on to the next portion, that is credit balance as per passbook. So what we discussed before is debit balance as per cash book, or it is called as the favorable balance of cash book, because cash book is normally having a debit balance. Whereas for a passbook, as I told you earlier, passbook will be having a credit balance. So for a passbook, favorable balance means credit balance. Understood? And crediting the bank account means adding money to your account. Whereas crediting the cash book means it is the reverse. Understood? See, cash book, when you do cash book, which is the credit side, the right side is the credit side, this is the debit side or the receipt side, and this is the payment side. This is the format of a cash book. Crediting the cash book means payments. We are recording payments on the credit side. So crediting the cash book means cash book is going down because we are recording payments on the credit side. That means cash is moving out, so cash book is going down. Crediting the cash book means deducting the cash book, whereas it is the opposite for the bank or passbook. Crediting the passbook means we are adding the amount to your account. Understood? So crediting passbook means adding, whereas crediting cash book means deducting. So we are doing these problems with balance as per passbook. We will work out illustration questions. That is illustration number 12.18. You give the page number, and the question number is illustration number 8. We have to do BRS on 30th June. Note down the date always. Then bank statement showed a favorable balance. That means this is the credit balance as per bank passbook. Bank statement means the passbook. Okay, so the first item given there is bank credited, that is on 29th June, date also you have to note. 29th June, bank credited a sum of 1,650 in error. Okay, by mistake they have credited. What do you mean by crediting? Adding the passbook or the account, the bank account. So what should we do? Cash book is here. We have to add cash book, that's one method, or you have to less passbook. Now what you have to remember is this is the second method where we started with passbook balance. So we can't make changes to cash book like in your previous question. What we can do is make changes only to your passbook balance. So what should we do now? Less this item. Understood? So basically what we are going to do now is all those items that we added before now will be deducted. And all those items that we deducted will be added. The format will be reversed now. Okay, and remember one thing, you are starting with balance as per passbook. You can make changes only to passbook. So this item of 1,650 we have to less. So draw the format first. You give the heading. June 2019, particulars and two amount columns. You give the column headings and all, particulars, amount and all you write. Okay, the first one, less item, wrong credit given by the bank. That's how you can write, or just write the question itself. So write the first item, that is balance as per passbook. Outer column you can write the amount, that is 9,214. Leave space for writing add items. Now we can write the less. What was the item? Okay, wrong credit by the bank. Wrong credit by the bank. The amount is 1,650. So this is an item to be deducted. So within brackets you write. Then certain checks valued at 4,500 issued on 29th June, not cleared. That means check issued, not yet presented. That's the situation. In previous case, we added that. Now we have to less this item. So for 500, we will less. Check issued, not yet presented. That's the item. And now since we are starting with passbook balance, this should be deducted. So that you have to remember always. We are starting with passbook balance, everything will be reverse. Don't make careless mistakes. Then hire purchase payment of 950 made by a standing order was not entered in the cash book. That means a payment was done by the bank as per the standing instructions of our firm. So what happened to your bank account? The bank account or the passbook went down. Cash book, there is no change. So now what we have to do is bring your passbook up, okay? Because we can make changes only to passbook. So add this 950. The same item we have in the format, no? Direct payments made by the bank as per standing instructions. The same thing, but now we have to add. You can write as per standing instructions or else this is enough. Check of 600 received, deposited and credited by bank. Okay, what do you mean by crediting by the bank? That means adding in your bank or adding the passbook. It was accounted as a receipt in the cash column of the cash book. You have to read the sentence word by word. So here it is written like it was accounted as a receipt. That means we are talking about the cash book. So receipt side means the debit side. They have recorded it in the cash column. Are we recording this item in the cash column? Are we supposed to write it in the cash column? No. Because what did I tell you about the meaning of BRS? This is to find the differences between balance as per passbook and the bank balance as per cash book. Because for a double column cash book, we are mentioning here the double column cash book, and in double column cash book, we have cash column and a bank column. We are comparing this bank column of the cash book with the bank passbook because both will be having the bank transactions. Okay, we are not considering the cash column of the cash book, we are just considering the bank column of the passbook, bank column of the cash book and the bank passbook, isn't it? But here accidentally we have recorded it in the cash column. Meaning is you added it in the passbook first, you credited it in the bank means bank passbook went up, whereas there is no change in cash book because it was accidentally recorded in the other column, that is in the cash column. So bank column there is no change, so cash book there is no change now. This is the situation. How will you make these two equal? Bring your passbook down, less your passbook, because we can make changes only to your passbook. So less passbook by 600. Okay. So what you can write is under less, checks credited by bank but recorded in the sentence itself, you can write cash column of the cash book. Isn't it? The amount is 600, yes, and you write within brackets. Then other checks for 8,500 deposited in June, but check for 6,000 only were cleared by bankers. So what is the meaning of this transaction? This is check deposited, not cleared or not collected. Earlier we deducted this item, so in this question we will have to add because we are doing with passbook balance. So we have to add this item, but how much will you add, that also you have to write carefully. 8,500 is the total, 6,000 were cleared. What's the sentence or what's the transaction? Checks deposited, not yet cleared. So not yet cleared here amount will be 8,500 minus 6,000. So 2,500 is the value of check not cleared. So what we have to add now is 2,500. So under add you can write check deposited but not cleared, that is 2,500. Now you can just add these added items, find the total of deducted items also, then you compute the final figure. This is less total. Now the final figure will be 5,914. See, I am just writing from the textbook, but when you do, you have to do calculations also. Then only you can increase your calculation speed. So this is balance as per cash book because we started with passbook balance. Okay. We'll do the very next question, that is illustration number 9. Prepare bank reconciliation statement of Sri Krishan as on 31st March 2019. Balance as per passbook, we are starting with that. Then next item, bank collected a check of 500 on behalf of Sri Krishan. Okay, we are doing BRS of Sri Krishan, but it was wrongly credited to Sri Kishan's account. There is a difference in their names. One is Krishan and the other is Kishan. R is missing there in second customer's name. Okay, so your customer is, or you are doing BRS for Sri Krishan. But what happened here is bank collected an amount of 500. That means bank passbook should increase. But accidentally bank has added this amount or credited this amount to whose account? To somebody else's account. That is to Kishan's account you have added. So you are maintaining Krishan's account. There is no change in the bank passbook of Sri Krishan because you have accidentally added it to Kishan's account. So in this passbook there is no change. Whereas what you would have done in the cash book, because since you have deposited a check or since the bank is increasing the bank account, you would have added it in the cash book. Understood? But what happened? Bank made a wrong credit. So it was not deposited in Krishan's account, there is no change in passbook. But you have added it in the cash book expecting that bank will add it into his account. So we added it in the cash book whereas there is no change in the passbook. So what should we do? Add it. We have to bring these two equal, make these two equal. So we have to add this particular figure, that is add 500. So draw the format, the headings and all you write now. This is illustration number 9. Bank reconciliation statement as on 31st March 2019 that you have to write. Heading you must write, I am not writing now. Then particulars, amount, all those column headings you write. Headings and all very important. You will not get full marks if you don't write these format and headings. Balance as per passbook 10,000. Okay. This item we'll add, the first one we discussed. Add wrong credit by bank in Sri Kishan's account. So the amount is 500. The next one, bank recorded a cash deposit of 2,589 as 2,598. There is a difference between these two figures. Okay, bank recorded a cash deposit. That means how they will record? It is a deposit, so normally they will add it in the bank passbook. But they have added how much? 2,598. It's actually 2,589, but they have added more. Understood? They have added 2,598 means 9 rupees more they have added. Whereas in cash book we would have done correctly. It's not mentioned, but that's the meaning. They have specified only about the passbook. Meaning is cash book they did correctly. So passbook they added 9 rupees more, whereas in cash book it was done correctly. It was credited only with, it was added only with 2,589. So how will you make these two balances equal? You can make only changes to passbook. So bring this down, how much you will have to less? That 9 rupees you will have to less now. So under less items, so leave space for writing add items, then you write less. Bank recorded cash deposit wrongly. How much we are going to deduct? That 9 rupees we will deduct. Okay. Then withdrawal column of the passbook undercasted by rupees 100. Withdrawal column of the passbook means for a passbook also there will be receipts column and the payments column. So withdrawal column means the payment column. So when the payment column is less, the cash book will be having the passbook will be having a higher balance. So what should we do? This particular rupees, that is 100, you have to less. Understood? Withdrawal column is undercasted. Withdrawal column means always the payment column. And we are not talking about cash book, this is the passbook. Okay, so for the passbook, withdrawal column is less. Payment column is less means normally the receipts column will be more. So receipts column is more means passbook will be having a higher balance. Whereas there is no change in the cash book. So to make these two equal, you have to less this. Okay, so less 100. Undercast of withdrawal column of passbook. The amount is 100. Then the next one, credit balance of 1,500 as on page 10 of the passbook was recorded on page 11 as a debit balance. That's again a new item. Be careful when I explain that. You please listen carefully. See, on page 10 it was recorded as a credit balance of 1,500, but when you wrote to the other page on page 11 of the passbook, you have taken it as a debit balance. The amount is same, but instead of credit you have taken it as a debit balance. Okay, so actually you had to add it in the passbook. Crediting or taking it as credit balance means adding in the bank passbook, but did we do that? No. Instead of that, what did we do? Instead of that, we have debited it. This is the normal situation of passbook and cash book. Now, you had to add it in the passbook. That's the correct situation. So, in cash book you did correctly. There is no mistake in your cash book because they haven't mentioned anything about the cash book. Meaning is cash book they did correctly. They added it in the cash book. There was no mistake. They had to add it in the passbook also, but accidentally what they did is they debited it in the passbook. Okay, this was the normal situation. Cash book they did correctly. Passbook what did they do? Instead of adding, they deducted. Okay, now this is the situation. How will you make these two equal? You have to bring your passbook up, but how much will you increase? 2 times you will have to increase. Understood? Because when you increase once, that means you will reach the normal situation. To make it here, you will have to add one more time. So what you have to add now is 1,500 plus 1,500. That means 3,000 we'll add now. Clear? So add 3,000. What we can write is credit balance, or a mistake in carrying forward you write, error in carrying forward. We have an error like this that we will discuss in the chapter rectification of errors. So now you write error in carrying forward, or you just write the sentence itself. Credit balance in the passbook was taken as a debit balance. The same sentence you can write. Payment of a check of 350 was recorded twice in the passbook. Okay, it is payment of a check. So normally passbook will go down. Okay, passbook will go down. Cash book also you would have reduced. That's the correct situation. Now what happened? We have done this twice in the passbook. 2 times we did it in the passbook. So this is the passbook. Passbook we did one more time. So now what should we do to make these two equal? Bring this up. That means add your passbook by 350. 2 times should we do? No need. Once again I will tell you. See, this is the normal situation. Debiting in the passbook. Here it's a payment of a check. So normally passbook will go down. Cash book also you would have done correctly. This is the correct situation. But passbook you would have deducted or debited one more time. So now what you have to do is to make these two equal, bring this up. One time you have to add the 350. So now what we have to write is under add item you can write payment of a check recorded twice. 350 is the amount. Then the next one, passbook showed a credit for a check of 1000 deposited by Sri Kishan. Okay, Kishan means it is not our customer, it is another customer of the bank, and he has deposited a check into the bank account and the bank added it into our account. I mean to the firm's account the bank added that 1000. So cash book, will there be any change? No, because it is not our check or it is not our customer. So we haven't done anything in the cash book. We are not supposed to do anything in the cash book because it is not our customer. But accidentally bank has added it in the passbook. So what should we do? Bring this down. Less this 1000 rupees. So you can write wrong credit by bank. Amount is 1000. The next one, dividend collected by bank. Dividend means it is like an interest. The return on shares is usually referred as dividend instead of interest. So now it is being collected by the bank, so passbook will increase. Cash book is here, there is no change. So what we have to do is less your passbook. Okay, interest and dividend collected by the bank, it's there in your format. So this is an item to be deducted. Dividend collected amount is 125. Okay, you can complete this question, add your items, then less items also you have to add, then finally you compute the balance as per cash book. Okay, then in illustration 10 I'll just explain the new items. Okay, illustration 10, the first one, checks issued. Okay, illustration 10 you just work out because the transactions are almost similar to illustration 9. You don't have any new transactions there. So illustration 10 also you work out. Don't simply copy from the textbook. First of all you must finish this question, find the balance and all. Then work out illustration 10. It is very much similar to 8 and 9. Illustrations 8 and 9. So you just do it in your notebook. Later if you have doubt, we will clear it in Google Meet. Okay, illustration 10 also you must do, but don't just copy. You do it yourself.